Picture yourself walking through a crowded marketplace with invisible strings attached to your body. Each string is tethered to someone else's opinion, expectation, or judgment. Each tug pulls you in a different direction. You stumble not because the ground is uneven, but because you're trying to satisfy everyone at once. You smile when you're tired to avoid disappointing someone. You answer texts at midnight so you don't seem rude. You laugh at jokes you don't find funny because you're afraid of offending. You carry the weight of other people's perceptions like a backpack full of rocks. Now imagine someone approaching you with scissors, cutting those strings one by one. Imagine how light you would feel. The art of not caring isn't about closing your heart. It's about reclaiming it. It's about deciding which strings you want to hold and which you finally let fall. You live in a reaction economy. Everything is designed to provoke you. Headlines are written to spark outrage. Posts are crafted for engagement. Marketing relies on your fear of missing out. Your emotional energy has become a commodity. Companies profit when you care too much about what strangers think. You press like, share, comment, and the algorithm rewards your attention with more reasons to react. At the same time, the people closest to you demand your constant presence. You feel obligated to respond to every message instantly, to attend every event, to carry the weight of everyone's feelings. It's no wonder you feel exhausted. You are burning fuel on fires that aren't yours to tend. Caring about everything dilutes your capacity to care about anything deeply. When you try to be everything to everyone, you become nothing to yourself. People-pleasing masquerades as kindness, but it is often fear in costume. You say yes when you mean no because you fear being perceived as selfish. You sacrifice your preferences because you fear being seen as difficult. You go along with the group because you fear being labeled as different. Over time, you become a collage of what other people want. You lose the contours of your own desires. You begin to resent the very people you wanted to impress. Social media amplifies this. You curate your life to maintain an image. You filter your emotions to fit a narrative. You measure your worth by the reactions you receive. Every like is a hit of dopamine. Every unfollow feels like rejection. You start living for applause rather than alignment. The more you seek external validation, the more you abandon internal validation. You cannot please everyone, but you can exhaust yourself trying. Not caring has been misunderstood. It's been reduced to cynicism or aloofness. But true detachment is rooted in wisdom. It is knowing what deserves your energy and what doesn't. It is being invested in your principles, but not in other people's projections. It is loving deeply without clinging. It is standing for something without needing everyone to stand with you. Detachment is about selective caring. You can care about your family's well-being without caring about your neighbor's gossip. You can care about your work without caring about every comment on it. You can care about humanity without needing to fix every individual. When you master the art of not caring, you aren't indifferent, you're intentional. You save your empathy for places where it can grow instead of letting it leak into places where it will be abused. Boundaries are where intentional caring begins. The absence of boundaries invites chaos. When you answer every call, attend every event, and involve yourself in every drama, you become a sponge for other people's problems. You think you're being helpful, but often you're just avoiding the discomfort of saying no. Not caring is knowing when to say, "I can't hold this for you right now." It's understanding that your time and attention are finite resources. You do not owe anyone unlimited access to your mind or your life. It's okay if people misinterpret your silence as coldness. It's okay if someone calls you selfish because you choose not to engage in their chaos. Your peace is not up for debate. The people who truly love you will respect your boundaries. Those who depend on your lack of boundaries will not. Attachment takes many forms. It might be attachment to being liked, attachment to a specific outcome, attachment to an identity. You might be attached to the idea that everyone should think you're nice, Or you might be attached to the outcome of a project, believing that its success determines your worth. You might be attached to who you were 5 years ago, unable to let yourself evolve. These attachments turn your life into a performance. You become afraid to change the script because you're afraid of losing the audience. But the people who truly matter will cheer for your growth, even if it means the old role no longer fits. Not caring means you release your grip on how things should be. It doesn't mean you stop caring about growth. It means you care more about authenticity than appearance. It is not easy to let go of caring about what others think. Your nervous system is wired for belonging. Your ancestors survived by fitting into their tribe. Rejection literally felt like death. Today, a harsh comment online can trigger that same primal fear. But you are not at the mercy of your biology. You can teach your mind new patterns. You can practice observing your reactions without obeying them. The next time someone criticizes you, ask yourself, is this feedback constructive, or is it projecting their insecurities? The next time you feel compelled to please, ask, am I honoring myself or performing for them? Each time you choose self-respect over self-abandonment, you strengthen the muscle of selective caring. Over time, it becomes less about impressing and more about expressing. The world feeds on your reactions because reactions are profitable. Outrage is profitable. Envy is profitable. Fear is profitable. When you stop feeding those systems with your energy, they starve. Not caring is a rebellion. It's refusing to be manipulated by clickbait and culture wars. It's refusing to be drawn into arguments with no intention of understanding. It's refusing to let someone's bad day become your bad day. Detachment allows you to witness without absorbing. You watch the news, you see the injustice, and you care enough to act in ways that align with your values. But you don't let the world's chaos drown your joy. You protect your mental environment the way you protect your home, by deciding who and what gets to enter. Caring intentionally means refocusing on what truly matters. You care about the relationships that nurture you. You care about the causes that align with your soul. You care about the passions that light you up. You care about your body because it's the only place you have to live. You care about your mental health because your mind shapes your reality. You stop scattering your care like confetti. You invest it like currency. You might lose superficial connections when you care selectively, but you gain depth. You might disappoint people who benefited from your overextension, but you delight those who value your presence. You begin to notice how much energy you save when you stop obsessing over strangers' opinions. That energy can be redirected toward creating, healing, and resting. There is a moment when you realize that you have nothing to prove. You breathe, and for the first time, it feels like your lungs are yours. The art of not caring is not about shutting down. It's about opening up to a life that is aligned rather than diluted. It's about realizing that serenity is stronger than approval. It's about understanding that peace is a more reliable compass than popularity. When you stop caring about the noise, you can hear your own voice. When you stop caring about being seen, you can finally see yourself. The people who love you will not love you less because you protect your peace. The world will keep spinning, whether you're applauded or ignored. Let that free you. The most powerful thing you can do is to care deeply about what nourishes your spirit and gently release everything else.